Hey folks, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. I needed to do more than just a short today. I didn't do any videos yesterday because it was a long day. Yesterday was payday. It was also my daughter's birthday. So yes, she is a year older now. Yeah. Anyways. She had a doctor's appointment in the morning, so we had to leave early. But I needed to put air in both tires on the driver's side before we could go anywhere. Well, I do have a little air compressor that I got from Temu a while back, and I used that, and I got air. I got the back tire mostly aired up. And I figured I would finish airing it up later because we were on a tight schedule because of what time it was and what time she had to be at the clinic. And so I figured that I could finish airing up the tires while she was in her doctor's appointment. So I started airing up the front driver's side tire, and the next thing I know, it went from flat to flatter than flat. And it's like, well, this is ridiculous. We don't have time. So you could say I'm a dumb blonde, but I'm not blonde. But I had hoped that there was enough air in the tire to get us over to the gas station, which is like kind of next door. Well, it's just on the other side of Tim Hortons. Yeah, the tread separated from the rim. So, yeah, that was pretty bad. So I called up my mechanic, and I told him the situation. He's like, okay, I'll be right over. I'll take the tire off, take it over to my shop. I'll see if I can get it back on the rim. If not, well, I have an old tread that I can put on the rim. And so he goes and he does that. Well, he comes over, he gets the tire, leaves the van jacked up, because, well, efficiency. Goes back to his shop. Thankfully, it's like... It's right across the road, but like yeah. Anyways, a few minutes later he comes back and he's like, "Yeah, I was able to salvage it, which is good because it still has lots of tread to it. So it's still a good tire." And he's like, "Yeah, apparently the reason that it went flat is because you needed a new valve stem." So he replaced the valve stem. It's like, yes. Hallelujah, because I was actually gonna try and get a hold of him anyways, to see about help with that. Oh crap, I look away for a moment, and which one is it? Is it this one? No, it's this one, right? Yep. There we go. So anyways, I needed to talk to him, about the valve stem, not just the valve stem. Well, I wanted to talk to him about new headlights and driver's side mirror, which I still need to replace. And yeah, you can see in like one or two of my video shorts, my driving road trips, where I show the driver's side mirror. Well, it shows up in the video. You can see it's all covered in big cracks, and it's held on with tape. And yeah, it was like that when I got the van. And the dude that I got the van from, he said that what happened was like he figured it got knocked off by neighborhood kids, and he just taped it on. So, yeah. So, yeah, I just haven't gotten around to getting the mirror replaced. So he said he's gonna call around to some auto wreckers and see about finding a mirror. And I said anything is fine as long as yeah, I just need a mirror. And same with the headlights. He said that like he can order them, but no. So anyways, then because of all of that, we had to take the scenic route because of the closing of the highway. And I called and rescheduled her appointment for next week. So yeah, next Wednesday she's so next Wednesday I have an appointment at the hospital with the liver clinic, and her appointment is at the same time. So I'll just, and like the doctor's office is like just it's like just up the sidewalk a little ways from the hospital, which makes it very convenient for me anyways. So yeah, I'll just drop her off at the clinic, go over to the hospital for my appointment, and then she can either meet me, like after her appointment is done, she can meet me, she can walk down to the parking lot, the hospital parking lot, and meet me there, or wait at the clinic for and then I'll just pick her up there. And knowing her, she'll just wait at the clinic, even though it would be better if she walked over to the hospital parking lot and waited in the van, because, you know, exercise. Speaking of exercise, this under the desk mini bike, I could definitely tell that it's doing it's working good for me, because we got to the town next door. Now a few days ago, I was going through my stuff. I figured, well, I should check my driver's license, my temporary driver's license, because I had to renew my driver's license back in October, and that's when the postal strike was going on, and so I had a little bit of a tricky time getting my driver's license renewed. So I got an interim driver's license, and I was supposed to get my driver's license after the postal strike was over and all of that stuff. Well, it turns out that so I was unable to use my BCID as a secondary piece of ID because it expired back in 2016, and I never got it renewed. So which I think is dumb, because I don't think ID should, like, well, okay, yeah, I can see why you would need to update it every few years, because your face you do go through, like, your face does go through changes as you age, right? So that's actually understandable. But anyways, so because I didn't have my valid BCID, I had to get an attestation through income assistance in order to be able to get my driver's license done. Well, it turns out, like, my interim license had actually expired on the 7th of this month, so I had to renew my temporary. So and Wolfie, she needed to get her actual BC ID, because she still only had her Alberta ID, and so while she was getting her BC ID dealt with, I was getting my paperwork dealt with for my driver's license. And it turns out that the paperwork was not actually done properly for my driver's license, because apparently the attestation form was supposed to be like filled out by, because of the postal strike, Service BC is where like for us, Service BC it's a government office where you go and you get like your different forms of identification, your driver, you do your driving tests, and it's also where they do income assistance now, where they deal with income assistance clients. Well, because of the postal strike, I was able to get I got the attestation form from like the income assistance part, and then I had to take that to an actual insurance place. So I took that to the insurance place here in this town, and the person was supposed to actually finish filling out the attestation form and send it in, so like submit it as like proof of identification type deal, and then I would get my driver's license in the mail. Well, they and like if I wanted a copy of the attestation, they would give me a copy of it. Well, the girl that did all of that stuff, she actually did not finish filling out the attestation form. She handed me back the original and then just gave me my temporary license. It's like, okay. I didn't know any of this until like yesterday, and the lady that was helping me with it, she's like, yeah, this is what's going on. And so I was there for like an hour and a half with her while she was getting all of that dealt with. She had to call like an investigation, these investigation people to investigate what was going on. But she got the attestation all dealt with, and then I had to go and see somebody else there to get somebody else take the attestation form, finish filling it out, and get me my license done. And so got that all done. And at the same time, I got my care card dealt with as well. But because I still don't have valid secondary piece of ID, I need to renew my BC ID. I do not know what happened to my birth certificate. So I'm just looking at it as it's gone. I don't have it anymore. So they gave me the paper. The lady gave me the paperwork to fill out to request another birth certificate. So next Wednesday, after our appointments, we're going back to Service BC. I'm handing in the paperwork for my birth certificate, and I'm getting my BC ID dealt with. Once those two things have been dealt with, then I will receive all of this in the mail. As long as it's all done correctly and all of that stuff. And yeah. And apparently a bank card with your name actually on it is also a form of identification. So I need to go to the bank and get that done as well. So needless to say, we were at the bank. We were at Service BC for like 2 hours. Yeah. So then we went for lunch, a birthday lunch. We went for Chinese food. And I had originally asked my boyfriend if he wanted to join us at this one Chinese restaurant for lunch for her birthday. And while we were at Service BC, I was messaging with him, and he's like, yeah, unfortunately I can't make it. I got a bunch of stuff I got to get done, and then I got to go to work early tonight. And it's like, okay, not a problem. And then I asked about this weekend. He's like, no, I got to go. I'm going out over to visit a buddy of mine this weekend. He had ordered something for as a Christmas present for his buddy, and it finally came in. So he's going over to his buddy's for the weekend. and giving him his Christmas presents. Yeah. And then, so then after we were done at Service BC, we went for lunch. And it turns out I accidentally gave him the name of the wrong restaurant. Because there's 4 Chinese restaurants that I can think of off the top of my head. One is for sale, and that one is like so old, like I don't know if anybody even goes to it anymore. One is where I used to work. So then there's the 2. Well, I asked him about going to the one that's up the hill, but we actually went to the one that's down the hill. Yeah. And I messaged him about it last night. My silly squirrel brain. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good thing that he didn't show up. Because Then, but she and I, we sat there and spent like over an hour and a half sitting there. Spent more time talking than we did eating. She ate most of what was on her plate. It was a small plate. I got a combo, which was a big ass plate, and I ate almost half of it. Because we sat there and we talked. We just talked about like all kinds of different things. I told her about a bunch of the stuff that I've been watching on YouTube, and we talked about a bit about politics and what's going on with Donald Trump, and because that was also on the radio every hour or every half hour. Yeah, every half hour on the radio they do a news segment, and it's pretty much the same stuff for every news segment, which is fine. Because if you don't catch it this time around, you'll hopefully catch it next time around. And we talked about that because on the news they shared a clip of the speech that Donald Trump made to do with like Canada should be grateful for us for our help, and to do with Greenland, and it's like, yeah, so we talked about that a little bit. But none of that like pro and con stuff. It was just, we just talked about what he was talking about and this and that, but yeah, then we went to the dollar store, picked up a few things, a little bit of groceries, and I got some larger sized containers for organizing my stuff. Like my drills and floss and that kind of stuff. Mostly my containers. The containers for all of this stuff, because it's just, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so anyways, when we were done at the dollar store, it's like, yeah, we were both too tired. We were both so exhausted. It's like, oh, I just want to go home. So we finished at the dollar store, and then we decided to take the scenic route back home, even though the highway had been reopened. We knew it would have been open by the time we got there, but if we had gone the main way. But we decided to take the scenic route because the gas price was cheaper on the way home, going that way. It was cheaper than in the town next door and in this town, in this town. So we took the scenic route, and yeah, because in the town next door it was 135.9, which means $1.35 a liter, and here it was $1.29 a liter, and on the scenic route home it was $1.20. So I put exactly $60 in the tank, and it filled the tank full. I was not actually expecting it to fill it full at that price, but yeah, I'm glad that it did. So I was had other things planned that I wanted to do while we were out and about yesterday, but I have to admit, it was enough of a productive day. And we got home, and we were both just, well, I dropped her off, because when my mechanic, he like got the tire back on, and he's like, yeah, after 100 kilometers, you're going to need to like retorque the nuts, the lug nuts. And it's like, okay, so I'll just go over to my dad's. I went over to my dad's, and he brings out the tire iron that he uses for his truck and for the RV. And he's twisting the thing and twisting it, and he's like, oh my God, this is so loose. Look at how much I'm twisting it. And I'm like, I think it's the wrong size. And he's like, you know what? I think you're right. So, turns out he's only got the one tire iron, and it's, yeah, the lug nuts on the truck and on the RV are both bigger than on my van. So I need to get a tire iron so that I can do that myself. So I still have to pay my mechanic for the work that he did. So I was going to stop there yesterday, but was just exhausted with everything. And so, because some people may not realize it, but it is tiring just standing in one place for the better part of 2 hours. I actually had to, yeah. So, and if it weren't for my mini bike, there is absolutely no way I would have been able to stand for that long. Oh, God, yeah. So, anyways, while I was there, I got my dad to help me with information for the paperwork for my birth certificate, because I have to include my information about my dad, like my dad's full name and his place of birth, my mom's full name and place of birth. I had guessed her home, where she was. I guessed correctly on where she was born, but my dad, he was born in Alberta. Yeah. Not that he lived in Alberta for very long after he was born. Yeah. So, gotta get that done. Joy. And they don't do those beastly. They don't do the birth certificates. Are usually they used to do them like and laminate them, and like they would fit in your wallet. You know, ease of convenience, right? Just in case. But they don't do them like that anymore, which really sucks. My daughter, she actually has two birth certificates. One is laminated and one is not. And she has both of them normally in her wallet, but they're actually in my purse. I've been hauling them around for when we finally got her BCID dealt with. And actually, now that her BCID has been done, I can take them out of my purse and put them back into her wallet, which like never leaves here, because she never has any money. And yeah, and if she needs to buy anything, I just hand her my bank card. Although yesterday, while we were at Service BC and she needed to pay for her BCID, I just opened up my wallet, my quick pay or whatever it is, so she could use tap through my phone. I just opened that up and I'm like, here, you handed her my phone. Yeah. So she was able to pay that. And I believe it was $15 for her BCID. For my interim driver's license, it was $17. Oh goodness. Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to go over to my mechanic's shop and get him to tighten the nuts on my tire, and then I can also pay him. And then we're going back to the town next door, because last night I ordered groceries for pickup from Walmart. I was also browsing a little bit on their app, and I discovered the deep freeze that I want is on sale, and it's the cheapest it's been in, like, that I've actually ever seen it. So I'm like, that's a good price. That's why I ordered it. It should be here on Monday. Yeah. Now see, I know. I could like just pick it up while I'm at Walmart tomorrow, but the sucker's heavy and there's no room in my van. Got to make room in the van before we can even get to Walmart tomorrow to pick up our groceries. Because there's no room. Yeah, there's no room. Got to make room. Definitely got to make room. So the weather is really nice. Got to also make room in the van to get the propane tank in there, because we got to refill one of the propane tanks. Got to change out the water jug and the dispenser also. Those are still in the van. Got to take those out. But yeah, I've got to free up space in the van so I can clean it up. Plus, go to the post office and do up a package for my friend in Colorado and send it to her. Was going to do that. I told her I was going to do that yesterday, but oh my god, yesterday was just too busy. And today is a recovery day. I woke up and it's like, I did not want to get out of bed because I was so sore. But, of course, I have to, because, you know, bio break. I'm at that age where it's either frequent bio breaks or adult diapers, and I really don't want to be forking out money for adult diapers. Yeah. So that's what's been going on. Busy day yesterday. Busy day. Tuesday I did a small load of laundry so that Wolfie and I each had something to wear for yesterday. Oh, something else. Got to go to Canadian Tire and see. I want to get a better hose for the wash machine with an attachment on it so that I can actually hook it up to the tap in the kitchen here. Because then I can actually it'll be easier for me to do laundry. Yeah, it'll be easier for me to do laundry. And I'm looking forward to that, because still got that big ginormous laundry bag next to the wash machine. It's got to get done. Lately, so far, I've just been doing a little bit of laundry as we need it. And so yeah, I do a little bit of laundry a couple of days before we are scheduled to go anywhere. And of course, that just means we've got a laundry bag full of dirty laundry that just sits there. And every so often I just dig through it and Okay, well, this, and this. Throw it in the wash. Wash it up. Hang it up to dry. Yeah. Let's see how there are. Oh. I missed an A. Yeah, well, I'll get to it. Yeah, so, oh, goodness. Yeah, lots of things to get done. But the weather is so mild here. I guess BC decided to share share their usual winter weather with everywhere else in the world, because everybody's like lots of people are like, oh yeah, it's so cold here and there's so much snow, and they're not used to it, or not used to so much, or it being so bad or whatever. And we're here, just barely even had to wear our winter boots. I think I've only worn my winter coat like 2, maybe 3 times. My winter boots about half a dozen times. Yeah. I got my poncho that I've been wearing. But when I don't want to mess up my hair, I wear a hoodie. Well, I wear a light jacket. It was funny one night. I was wearing shorts and a sleeveless shirt, like a tank top. I was wearing shorts and a tank top, and I ran into 7-Eleven real quick. And this lady was exiting as I was entering, and she's like, "Oh, just looking at you is making me cold." I was gonna say, yeah, it's just that time of life for me. Oh, I did see a T, and I think that's the only one. But yeah, that time of life when you're always warm. Yeah, and my boyfriend was saying, I'm like, yeah, I tend to sleep with the window open and the fan blowing on, my little fan blowing on me, and no blankets on me because I'm just too warm. And he's like, yeah, and I'm over in the I'm laying there with two thick blankets on top of me and the heat cranked. Yeah. But he also lives in his dad's basement, trying to save up money to buy a place, for a down payment on a place. Once he's got enough for a down payment on a place, then he's gonna buy a place, and Wolfie and I are gonna move in and live with him, and of course help with the mortgage, and then eventually Wolfie will move out and move down to the States, down to Florida with her to be with her boyfriend, and then it'll just be him and I, and whatever kitty cats that we end up with. Yeah. He originally wanted to buy a house with a basement suite, and his mom would live upstairs and we would live downstairs in the basement suite. But yeah, I doubt that's going to happen, because that requires even more money than for a mobile home. So it's looking like we're just going to get a mobile home together. And I know I saw a U. There's the U. But yeah, it'll be nice to get a place together. I really enjoyed living with him before, because I know he doesn't he doesn't pressure me to lose weight or to exercise, or he doesn't pressure me to do anything. He doesn't nag at me. He doesn't bitch at me. He just, like, he's more like live and let live, right? He focuses on his life, his health, and himself, but he also includes me in like, if he's going out somewhere, he'll ask, like, do you want to go, you want to come with, or he'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna go over to so and so's, and I'm like, would it be okay if I come with you? And like, he used to go over to his uncle's place, and he would take his PlayStation and go over to his uncle's place, and they would sit and play video games together. And a couple of times I asked if I could join him, and he's like, yeah, sure. And I was never a burden to him. He was never a burden to me. We were we get along great. No demands from either, like no demands for anything. That was one thing that bothered him about his ex-girlfriends and his ex-wife, was demands. And when he told me that, I'm like, well, I only have one demand. Lots of cuddles. Yeah. So. He's so easy to get along with. But, yeah. He doesn't go out of his way to do, like, anything over elaborate or anything. He's not really the romantic type either, but he's just inexperienced with relationships. But I'm fine with that. I have way too much experience with relationships. So it kind of equals out. I know what I want. I know what he wants. He wants very little in a relationship. Just companionship. Someone to talk with, and help out around the house and bills, and yeah. But anyways, I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm like, and I'm done this section. Yeah. If you saw my recent short, I only had like this much done, but yeah. So I just got this done, and I've got 2 more sections to do for this row. But I'm gonna go. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.